Hello, everybody. My name is Christa Harris. I am the founder of the Anti Foundation. And
And I'm Jesus Acosta, and I am one of her close friends, and we've known each other for a long time. And I've been around the Houston dance community for a long time, and so I just wanted to sit and chat and talk about this new thing that that you've got going on. So, where does the name come from, and what inspired you to create this?
so the name Anti to me was very like, what's something that we're not seeing? It was really, I was going to competitions in the circuit for so many years. And then I was sitting down, I promise you, during the lunch break and was going, I feel like I'm stuck in a cycle.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people kept asking me, oh, do you want to start your own studio? What do you want to do in dance? And I was like, I don't know. And for whatever reason, it just kind of became a birth of a conversation of, wouldn't it be great if we went to a competition or a convention and it was not what we already knew was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Something that was very much an upside down, if you watch Stranger Things, the upside down essentially of, dance competitions and dance conventions and platforms. And so with talking about that and trying to create it, it was like, well, that seems like a very anti way of doing things. And then Anti was born, and so I just thought I like things that aren't like everybody else.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes us creatives. You're trying to always be different.
Right. And for people who don't know what the convention and competition circuit is, like, what is going to differentiate you from that?
So competitions usually are, you come in, if you're in a studio, you're competing with other studios in the area, and they have regionals and then nationals. And then usually they have genres that you're going to compete your specific dance in, whether it's a solo or a group. And those genres are usually contemporary, lyrical, hip hop, jazz, maybe ballet.
Mm-hmm.
But you and I both know there's so many other genres of dance. And I feel like I'm a jack of all trades, master of none. Something that kind of made me marketable in my dance career was, can you come teach a jazz class? Can you come teach a hip hop class? Can you come teach a ballet class? Can you come teach that? And I knew all of that, but it was because I knew how to fuse the styles. So I always loved when it was jazz funk, when it was Afro house, when it was something else. So I felt like a competition that didn't celebrate or didn't expose students to that or didn't have that was missing something. And we were missing out on giving that to students.
Yeah, I feel like you're selling yourself short though, because you are a master of a lot of things. And I agree, like there's things that are missing when our kids go to competitions and conventions in those genres that are so fun, are missing. Yeah, I agree.
I remember one time, just like going to a studio and exposing them to West African dance for the first time in a studio space that they never had it. And I mean, not to say that's not your traditional genre offered in certain areas, but it isn't in every studio. And then you take it to a level of now you're broadening it in a convention and a competition space. It doesn't live there hardly at all. Bollywood had a moment, and sometimes you go to competitions and you'll see that, but it again, the intricacies of learning it and then trying to not just respect the culture, but just give the real technique to be true to the dance style, I think is missed because we're focused on those maybe five or six base foundation dances, but nothing else.
All right, so you're saying that the anti-movement is going to be alive, but like how do you intend to like make that in your movement?
So I want, in my perfect world, I want the competition and the convention or any anti-experience, that's what I'm kind of saying a lot, is that we will have something that's more holistic. So another thing I do is I'm in healthcare. I worked in CV surgery and all of that. So I want to cater to the whole dancer. So even if you're a ballerina and you love ballet, but maybe you're not the prima ballerina, or maybe you've never done hip hop because it just never was something that you cater to. I would love for you to come try a Japanese ballet style that blends some different elements of ballet or expose you to different things that you wouldn't get at a traditional ballet class. But then take it another step further of, well, what's your day-to-day like when you're not going to dance? Are you eating right? How's your mental health? How are you dealing with the demands of your schedule? Are you resting properly? A lot of dancers, their heart rate spike about 30 to 40 times in a class. And if you're not having a heart healthy diet, you're not going to have the longevity of having a dance career,
Right.
you know? So just little things like that I feel like can help to create a more well-rounded dancer. So it's not just about the class, it's about what comes with becoming a dancer and having a dance career. One of the things I want to do is have panels and financial literacy panels, teaching kids how to, when you're a dancer, you don't get to file your taxes the same way.
Right,
You need
right.
to learn these things, and just learning again back to what's out there now when you're telling them this is the pathway to become a successful dancer. Those are missing pieces, so trying to just give them that.
It almost sounds like a pre-experience to college and to the professional world.
Yeah, it's a training platform
Right.
of all things, a life training platform. You really should learn this, even
Yes.
with any career that you're trying to do.
You really should. So you keep talking about all these like genres and like which you need masters to teach at. So do you intend for it to be like a convention type of thing?
Yes, I want our convention to not just have essentially your traditional genres, but our goal is to bring a lot of teachers from outside of the Houston area, outside of the Texas area, hopefully one day outside of the US area, so that they are able to come and really expose kids or anyone in a pre-professional setting to different genres. I just spoke about this Japanese style ballet called Foko. This woman out in Japan just created a style that I was learning about. And I'm like, if I'm learning and I'm the right age of how is a 15-year-old who wants to be a dancer gonna ever learn that this is available? And who knows, that style to me, that style might make the difference in cracking open the code for your success. Maybe you're in class right now and you're like floating mid, but maybe you just haven't found that genre or that flow or that style that works for you.
Yes.
And maybe if you come to learn a different style, learn how to blend it, now your amazingness that was always in there is gonna come out. You know?
I agree.
think
There's a place for everyone in the arts and in dance. And I feel like young people get stifled and get put down and end up like kind of losing their steam and their power because they feel like, oh well, ballet is not for me. Well, ballet is not the only thing out there. So I love the fact that you're starting this. So do you have any events that are coming up, or like what are your thoughts for like teachers that you may be bringing in?
So we have our first class coming up. Our goal is to have 5 to 6 master classes throughout the year. We have some local Houston choreographers coming in. We have some Alvin Ailey company members coming in. We have some previously Beyonce tour dancers coming in. So a lot of really exciting just participants. Grateful that the feedback so far has been great. Everyone we've reached out to, including you, has been like, this sounds great, and I would love to try to help it. So I'm excited. I'm glad that it just sounds like something that's needed, because that was just my goal, is to fill a void and speak to a void that I felt was out there. We're going to have things catered to studio owners so that they can hopefully get knowledge and make sure that what they're taking back to their studio is helping them, and having conversations with mental health coaches and nutrition coaches and financial literacy coaches, just to make sure that we're giving every pre-professional dancer something to guide them there. Yeah.
I keep nodding because it's all needed. It's all so needed in the dance community, not only here in Houston but everywhere. Your platform is for like to push dancers out of their comfort zone. So that's incredible. That's incredible that you're starting this.
Yes.
And I'm so excited for you.
We're also doing other piece. I feel like there's so many pieces of didn't know it was going to be this many pieces. With scholarships, I really want to fill the void of missed opportunities. I feel like, again, going back to what happens at a competition. Well, competitions give scholarships to go to their next competitions, or sometimes to go train in LA or training in New York City, which are your big dance markets. But the average dancer and the average parent to a dancer is already committing financially and time just to get to said competitions in their said year and schedule. And so by giving a competition that just maybe a scholarship, that covers just attending, we have to get there. We have to eat. We need somewhere to stay. So I'm reaching out to all the airlines and trying to reach hotels to gain partnerships and scholarships, so that way there can be some collaboration to actually help a child get there. I've seen so many kids say, I got a scholarship, I couldn't use it.
Right.
I got a scholarship, my mom can't afford to take me. And again, who's to say that class couldn't have been something that could have been cracking the code?
Right.
So I think
and dance is already really, really expensive as it is.
Yes.
And so, I mean, life is expensive.
This is extracurricular.
Right. So do you intend for your events, where do you intend for them to be held?
Everywhere. That's what I love about starting a platform. We're independent. I want to have anti-place right now throughout Houston. We have a couple at local studios in the Braeswood area. We're going to have a couple of classes in the Houston downtown area, Fort Bend County. I want to spread it out, spread the wealth, because I would love for every class, every anti-experience to be a melting pot of not just studio dancers, not just high school dancers on teams. I want everyone to come in and be like, I'm not sure what kind of dance we're about to do, but we're all here for the love of dance. And we're all here to learn. And so I think by helping everyone intermingle and learn together, that alone is going to cultivate like a new energy.
A vibe.
Yeah. Something that, is not, I know what class I'm going to and I know how this is. I don't want that. I would love everything to always kind of be, didn't expect this.
Right, I love that. We were talking earlier about the importance of like training, but like, do you have anything for like parents or?
Yes. So I want to have a parent panel, or again, when you go to a competition, you always are seeing parents idly sitting, waiting for it to be over, just waiting for their child, or a couple of dancers babysitting, maybe remote working, things like that. But I've often seen so many parents managing this wonderful talent of a dancer and not maybe knowing what to do with it, how to navigate choreographers, how to navigate brand deals, how to navigate selecting which dancer or what dance to participate in. And I think that misguided management, whether it's from a parent or once the dancer is getting older and they're managing themselves, and how they can support said dancer, again, from a mental, physical, nutritional standpoint, is really key and critical, especially when you have some dancers starting out so young, 7, 8 years old. Just things to be mindful of. It's a business. Everyone's not out to benefit your child just because they are a child. And I think it's important to educate parents on what to do, ethics of how to make sure you're keeping the integrity of certain choreography, the integrity of your child, putting them on social media, what that can sometimes
That is important. That is very, very important.
Especially in costumes and certain things. There's so much. And if the average parent, who is not coming from a dance world of any kind, And it looked very different when I was growing up on how to become a dancer to now. I think it would be great to give them some support and some tools of what to do and what not to do, and how to have certain conversations with the studio owners and your teachers, and things to look for, the right questions to ask, and
Right.
just giving them a guide, because they're in it too.
Right, even parents that have danced before, dance has evolved so much.
Yes.
Since we grew up.
Yes.
So like what dance is now, we have to find a way to keep the kids safe, keep the dancers safe,
Yes.
make sure that they're still pushing themselves, but allowing it to be in a safe way.
In a safe way.
Yeah.
A safe way, not just for them, but not for the kid, but for the parent too, especially if they're parenting multiple kids. Where does that fit in to dance and little baby brothers baseball world, and how that works out? So
It's so great that you have that healthcare background, because you're able to do both and speak on both ways.
I'm so grateful for it. I think again that genre fusion, I didn't have the mindset that I was gonna become a company dancer for numerous reasons ever. But I knew I always loved dance and I loved science, and so I'm grateful I'm finding ways to fuse that together. And if that is just an example to someone else of, you can find dance and integrate it into your life, your career, and make it happen. It doesn't have to be in one pathway to success.
Do you intend for your anti-experience to only be limited to Houston, or how do you see it going?
In a dream world, hopefully in 5 years is my first level goal. We would love to have regional, where we're taking the anti-experience to the New York area, hopefully to the Atlanta area. I say those first two because I'm originally from New York, so I have a lot of friends and family rooting for me. But Atlanta's, I know, a really big community there with support, but really wherever anyone would have us.
Right.
But I would love for my healthcare background, I want to say like a disease where it spreads, but that's so gross. That's so gross. But I want the experience to be something that is integrated or just contagious.
Right.
And you want to say, hey, let's go do it here. Why
Yeah,
not?
so if there's a studio owner or a parent that wants to put in the work and wants to book you and bring you to their city, is that
That would be amazing, because I think I have really nailed down what I want Anti to represent, and that's something that's very eclectic, very holistic, very outside the box, and it took a while to nurture and develop that, but I really think that any studio has the ability to say, we want to have an Anti-experience here, so let's make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we can absolutely do it. We can definitely do it. Go to the website, www.anti.com. Check the Instagram, Dance Anti, and join the movement.
Yes.
I think that's good.